Hey everybody, I'm Don Edwards from Greenline Tactical.
And I'm Sam Houston from TNVC and Greenline Tactical.
Right.
So let's say now you're at the point where you want to shoot. You've got your pistol set up correctly and you want to get out there and start shooting at night. We're going to go over some TTPs on how to do it.
Right. Yeah, some techniques. And we've been shooting red dots on pistols during the daytime for quite a while. And we've also been doing it at nighttime. And the two really make you get better at each other, right? So here's a few things to remember about your night vision. If you're experienced at it or not, you may not have actually thought about this. Your goggles only show you, or you only see through your goggles exactly what it is you point them at, right? So if I'm looking down like this, I'm looking down at the ground, right? If I want to look up at you, I have to raise my head up, not just look at you, but I have to point my NVGs at you in order for that image to come into my eyeballs and into my brain. Same thing when I'm shooting the gun, right? So when I'm shooting during the daytime, I've got to keep this thing level with my line of sight, so I'm looking directly at the back of the gun, right? If I flip it up, if I flip it down, I'm not going to be seeing it, right? So I've got to present the gun straight to my target so that my line of sight is directly to the rear of the gun, looking straight at a 90-degree angle of the glass. So that's great, right? If I bend my head down, I'm not looking that way, but I can kind of get away with it. But if I do that with my NVGs on, I'm looking basically right down here between my hands if I do that, okay? So I have to also raise my goggles up, keep my chin up, point my goggles at the back of the gun, and see my red dot.
Yep.
If you do those things, I guarantee a lot of your frustrations that you might already be seeing are gonna start to fade away.
You're shooting with the night vision will fix your presentation, or you will never pick up your dot.
Yeah.
So you will be forced to fix your presentation. Some things to remember. You want to have a manually adjustable red dot if at all possible. If your red dot is not manually adjustable, it's probably not night vision compatible and is not ideal for this. So you want to be able to dial up the intensity or down depending on your lighting conditions and then the size of the target and everything like that. And you as the end user need to get good at being able to manually tweak the brightness on the red dot as your environment changes. But another thing we've noticed in night vision classes during the pistol portion is most people, this is a generalization, but most people tend to shoot better, more accurately under night vision. And we theorize that because their peripheral vision goes from 180, 190 degrees down to this shrunken toilet paper tube of 40 degrees. So they're not being distracted by all this stuff going on out here. It's just like, this is our problem, this is what we're going to deal with, and this is all I can do. And by utilizing this gear and having this setup, I think it really brings the capabilities of the pistol not necessarily up to where a rifle is, but the pistol is now a viable offensive weapon system, not necessarily relegated to sitting in your holster for most applications. Like, you can actually get out and do some work with this thing, whether you're a hunter, you're a law enforcement, military, or a civilian shooter, using this stuff for property checks on your ranch or bump in the night kind of stuff. Not that I advocate throwing on a bunch of night vision to go investigate a dish that fell off your rack in your kitchen, but you could. But having this stuff, the pistol's a really effective piece of gear for a lot of different stuff.